Okay, so what if I told you there's a 31 billion parameter model out there that's going toe-to-toe with GPT-4o, and you can download it right now? No API key, no monthly subscription, literally no strings attached. Yeah, this isn't some hypothetical, this is what Google just dropped, and it could totally change the game for powerful AI. I mean, think about it. You're probably still paying OpenAI or Anthropic every single month for access to a model that, well, Google just gave away for free. We are going to break down Gemma 4 because this isn't just another open source release. Oh no, this is a real, genuine heavyweight contender. So, the big question is this the free AI powerhouse we've all been waiting for? By the end of this, we're going to figure out exactly where Gemma 4 fits in the AI landscape, and more importantly, if it's something you should actually be using. All right, here's the game plan. We're going to look at whether it's a real GPT-4o killer. We'll dive into what Gemma 4 actually is and what makes it smarter, not just bigger. Then we'll put it head-to-head with the competition, talk about the limitations, and the whole responsible AI side of things. And finally, show you how you can actually get your hands on it and start using it. Okay, so first up, what exactly is Gemma 4? You know, the craziest thing about this release, right out of the gate, isn't the performance or the fancy architecture. Nope. The most important feature, the thing that changes everything, is the license. Gemma 4 comes with an Apache 2.0 license. Now, if you're not familiar, this is huge. What it means is you get full commercial use, you can fine-tune it, you can redistribute it, and there are no royalties, no hidden weird clauses. It's like Google just handed the keys to the community and said, here, go build something amazing with it. And it's not just one model either. Gemma 4 is actually a whole family of 4 different models. First, you've got these smaller edge models. They're designed to run on everyday hardware. You know, your phone, a Raspberry Pi, that kind of thing. And then you've got the workstation models. These are the heavy hitters, the ones built to compete with the very best out there. Now, here's what's so cool. Every single one of these, from the smallest to the largest, supports both text and vision right out of the box. The little edge models can even handle speech right on the device. And just look at those context windows. They are absolutely massive. A quick refresher, you can think of tokens as little pieces of words, and the context window is just how much information the AI can hold in its memory at one time. Let's just let that number sink in for a second. 256,000. That's enough capacity to process an entire book or a huge complicated code base. Having this kind of power available for free for anyone to download, I mean, that would have sounded like pure science fiction just a year or two ago. It's wild. So how is this even possible? How does a model that's so much smaller than its competitors manage to punch so far above its weight class? Well, the secret sauce is all in the architecture. This is where things get really fascinating from a technical standpoint, and it's the key to understanding its incredible performance. It all starts with something called a mixture of experts, or MOE model. The best way to think about it is like a giant office building packed with specialists, right? If you have a legal question, you don't pull the entire building, you just go talk to the lawyers. The model does the exact same thing. For any given problem, it only activates a small, specialized fraction of its total brain power. And check this out. This is what that efficiency looks like. Out of a total of over 25 billion parameters, only about 3.8 billion are actually being used at any given moment. So what does that mean? It means you get the knowledge and reasoning of a huge model, but with the speed and computational cost of a much smaller one. It's the best of both worlds, and it's just incredibly clever engineering. But what about that giant context window? How does it keep from, well, getting lost and forgetting what you talked about at the beginning? It's not just about making the memory bigger. It uses this really smart hybrid system. It combines a kind of focused local attention with a constant big picture overview. This is how the model avoids losing a plot, even if you're referencing something you mentioned 200,000 tokens ago. Okay, so the architecture is clearly brilliant, but does it actually perform in the real world? Let's get to the numbers, because at the end of the day, if the benchmarks don't back up the hype, then none of this really matters, does it? Right away, the 31 billion parameter model lands with an impressive score of 1452 on the Arena AI leaderboard. Now that puts it at number 3 among all open source models. It's sitting right there, neck and neck with competitors that are way, way bigger. And the 26 billion MOE version? It's right on its heels with a score of 1441. And when we zoom in on the tough stuff, like reasoning, the numbers hold up. We're talking nearly 90% on difficult math problems and 80% on coding challenges.
Now, just for some perspective, when GPT-4o first launched, it scored about 88.7% on the MMLU benchmark. So yeah, Gemma 4 is performing at pretty much the same level, except, it's completely free and open source.
So here's the real takeaway. When you put it all together, Gemma 4 gives you this incredible combination. You're getting GPT-4o level reasoning, the ability to work with images and speech, that gigantic context window, and you get total ownership. You can run it locally. All of this comes in a package that's just a fraction of the size of massive models like Llama 3. All right, but it can't all be good news, right? No model is perfect, so it's super important we take a balanced look here. Let's talk about the limitations and maybe more importantly, the responsibilities that come with a tool this powerful being open source. Okay, first off, just like any other model, it has a knowledge cutoff. It's not plugged into the live internet, so it won't know about last week's news. Second, yes, it can still hallucinate. It can make stuff up and sound super confident while doing it. And finally, of course, it reflects the biases of all the data it was trained on from the internet. But let's be clear, these aren't just Gemma problems. This is an industry-wide challenge for literally everyone. The big difference with open source really comes down to control. With a closed proprietary model, you're basically stuck with whatever safety rules the company decides on. With Gemma 4, you get to build the guardrails. But, and this is a big but, that control also means all the responsibility is on you, the developer, to make sure you're using it ethically and safely. Okay, enough theory. Let's get to the fun part. What can you actually build with this thing? This is where it all starts to click and you see the real-world value. For starters, those little edge models, they're perfect for building AI assistants that run completely offline on a device. The bigger models are serious contenders for private, local coding assistants. Think about it, keeping all your company's code right on your machine, not sending it to some third-party API. And of course, with that text and vision support, it's an incredible tool for content creation, research, basically anything, all without ever paying an API bill. And you know what? Getting started is surprisingly easy. The model weights are already out there on places like Hugging Face and Kaggle. And tools that a lot of us already use, like Llama and LM Studio, had support for it on day one. You're not waiting around for the community to catch up. The ecosystem is already there, ready to go. So what's the bottom line? I think Gemma 4 is Google's strongest case yet that open source AI isn't just playing catch-up anymore. It's here. We're talking top-tier GPT-4 level reasoning, vision, and speech support, a huge context window, and a license that lets you do pretty much whatever you want with it. Look, this really isn't just another incremental update. It feels like a fundamental shift in what we can expect from open source AI. The weights are free. They're out there for everyone. The only real question left is what are you going to build with them?